Welcome friends, and now let us start with the discussion with respect to some of the questions on the residential status of an individual. Before I go ahead, let me tell you that residential status of individual, different provision, HUF different provision, companies different. So for different type of persons, it is all different provisions. Okay, so don't mix them. Right now, we are discussing only the residential status of an individual. Most of the provisions that I've already explained. Some more provisions I have yet to explain, which I will do it in due course of time. But let us begin with the questions so that we can understand the things better. Okay. Now, first of all, see in this material, there's some table like this. I have already given it to you. Okay. So you can always, because many students ask me that, sir, this how to fill up this particular table. Now, this particular table is basically only for your reference, that in which class, which questions did you solve, or some important points if at all you wanted to make. So in my class number 1, which all questions that you have already solved or something like that. So you can keep on updating that this question I solved here. Okay, so a particular question I solved here, how many hours, some data. If you want to maintain, you can maintain it by yourself. Okay. Now, come to this particular question. Let me read this particular question. And I already told you that these are all the question ID numbers. Okay. So, the questions in my notes will not be always serially numbered because they are linked with some of my internal material where my handwritten notes and all that. That's the reason I always follow ID numbers. Okay. Mr. X is a foreign citizen, not being a person of Indian origin. Determine his residential status for the assessment year 1920. On the assumption that the following financial years he was present in India as follows. Financial years 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9 and all that data has been given to us. His rental income from house property net computed located outside India is 2,50,000. He runs business in India and income net computed therefrom is 3,60,000. He is eligible for deduction under chapter 6, 8, 10,000. You are required to compute his tax liability. Compute his tax liability if you stay during the previous year was 36 days instead of 86 days. Okay. Now see, this is the question. Let us understand this particular question very carefully. And let me tell you that once your basics are clear in this particular chapter, any question, if at all comes in the exam, you will get full marks in the examination condition. But you should not do silly mistakes. Okay. And your interpretation wise things should be absolutely clear in your mind. Okay. Now, while solving this particular question, see this particular format now, which I have already given you, you should keep it handy. Okay. And some students will just take a printout of this particular page, and on the printout they will just write the way I'm writing. Don't do that particular mistake. Okay. So just to save the time in the class, because otherwise to write for every question I have to write the conditions. No. And that is why I've just kept a ready-made format for myself. You people don't take a printout. With your hand in shortcut you write that this condition and all that kind of situation. Okay. Your material, see, this is the page I've already given you. Okay, and this is format type situation. So keep this particular thing very handy with you. Even this page you keep it very handy with you, where your year analysis and back year analysis and all that is to be kept in mind. Okay. Now let me go first of all back to the question and see. First of all, let me be very clear that every question, it's printed this assessment year and this previous year, this financial year. Now, this chapter is a situation where there will be a multiple year data. Okay. So, there is a possibility that in some earlier years, maybe the law was different or something like that. So, that is the reason, don't confuse yourself. We have to apply the law as per the latest previous year. Okay. So, although it is printed here that assessment year, these you calculate, I'm not going to do any calculation for that assessment year. Okay, I'm always going to do the calculation for the latest assessment year for which we are going to study the subject. But because it is multiple years, so all these earlier years data has been printed. Okay, so the years which are printed here, like this financial year and all that, okay, they're illustrative. This is all just I'm trying to tell you from the law point of view. Okay, and one of the point, be very careful, for the assessment year is 1920. See, this question is writing assessment year, it is writing 1920. So you just straight away start thinking from the previous year point of view, it should be 1819. Okay, but I once again repeat that I'm not going to solve any question for this previous year now. Question as printed that year, it is illustrative, but I will use the latest previous year, the provisions of the law of the latest previous year for answering always. Okay, so straight away you have to put it in the sequence because the question has given us the data. Okay, so previous year will be 18-19. So earlier year will be 17-18. Before year, like this you have to keep on doing. Okay, and all that data is already given to us sequentially. Assessment year will be 19-20. This will be assessment year, this will be previous year, this will be before year, before year, before year. Okay, like this. Now, previous assessment year number of days stay is not relevant for our, if at all, question printed. So you will confuse yourself. So don't do that. That's the reason in this chapter, friends, always remember this very carefully. You are doing calculation for the previous year. Question is printed assessment year. That is correct only. That is nothing wrong. But think like that you are doing it for the previous year. Okay. So you will always need keep in mind that this is the previous year. Okay. Now, some people also call this previous year as a financial year. So financial year is basically the previous year only. Okay. So for the previous year 18-19, they have already given the data. See, for the previous year 18. So this is your previous year. Okay. So previous year number of days stay is how much? 86 number of days stay. This is 86 number of days stay. Okay, this is the first beginning point. Okay, so in this format, see how I will update. Number of days stayed during the previous year is 86. Okay, just because I don't have to write this condition every time, I have kept it into this particular format type situation for decision making. So this section 6.1a stay during the previous year is 86 number of days. This is how I will keep on updating my table. Okay, now let me go forward. Okay, so 17-18 is going to be the before year 1. This is going to be the before year 2. This is going to be before year 3. Like this sequence I have to do. Okay. Now see what I will do. But you don't take the printout of the format. You better do your handwritten things. Okay. And I've already given you enough page also. See this at the bottom. I've already given you this particular enough page. Okay, so now you have to start with your working note. Okay, working note is before year is 280 days, 85 days, like that. Okay, so develop this particular working note. Okay, before year is 280 days, before that is 85 number of days, before that is 182 number of days, and before that is 100 number of days. Okay, because preceding 4 years total I require. Let me check whether any mistake. 280, 85, 182 and 100. 280, 85, 182 and these 4 years I have taken. See, this is your previous year. This is your 4 years preceding the previous year. Okay. Take the total. Okay. Now this total you need not write anywhere here. This is only for, this is a working note. Okay. And during the previous year, how much you are staying? 86 number of. This is how we will develop the working note. Okay. So during the previous year, you have stayed 86 number of days and 4 years preceding the previous year. This is very important. 4 years preceding the previous, that means before the previous year. Okay. This is how much total I am getting? 647 number of days. This is a basic prima facie thing that you have to keep it in your back memory. Okay. Now, see the question. It is said that Mr. X is a foreign citizen and not being a person of Indian origin. So, he is not even an Indian citizen and is not even a person of Indian origin. Okay. So, in that particular case, look at this particular explanation that citizen of India, instead of 60 days, I will substitute with 182 days. This will not apply because this explanation applies only to the citizens of India. Okay. The explanation B, citizen of India or a person of Indian origin. Okay. This will also not apply in the given question. That means in the given question, see this, how I will make you understand this. These particular conditions will not apply. These 182 condition not apply. This will also not apply. This will also not apply. Because this is applicable only to citizens or persons of Indian origin. But in the given question, he is a foreign citizen and he is not even a person of Indian origin, and therefore these conditions will not apply. So here my test will become only 60 days. Okay. Now see, either of the conditions should satisfy. So 61A, 182 days stay in India, this is not satisfied. So this is not satisfied. Okay. So I will just say this is not satisfied. Now friends, in the examination condition, how you have to answer? You have to write this particular condition, and with the note you have to write that condition of 61A is not satisfied. Like this you have to make theory points. Okay. Then come to 61C. In that case, 60 days test is satisfied. This is satisfied. And 4 years preceding the previous year, 365 days test. And, okay, so this is 647. So this is satisfied. So this is and. Okay, this is already satisfied. And since 61C is already satisfied, you are a resident in India. You are resident in India. Okay, so you have to write an answer now. See, okay, so assessee is resident. See this, assessee is resident. This is how you have to write your answer clearly. Since section 61C condition are, or conditions of 61C are satisfied. This is our first part of the answer. Have you understood that very, very clearly? Okay. And for what should I say, your answering purpose, you have to categorically mention. One second. Okay, you have to categorically mention that he is a person, he is a foreign citizen and not even a person of Indian origin, and therefore this explanation, okay, is not applicable. See, right now when I'm solving, I'm just saying that this is not applicable, like this I'm cutting. But in examination condition, you cannot cut like that. So this point you have to write in a sentence form and say that the explanation to section 6.1 is not applicable because he is a person not of Indian origin and he is a foreign citizen. Okay, that is the conclusion you have to do. And then you have to say that however 61C is satisfied because of 86 number of days stayed, like this condition you have to write. The same way you have to duplicate and then say that you are resident in India. Is that clear? Okay, so that's the first part of the answer. Okay, now further, let me go to the question. Okay, now once you have decided that you are resident, one second, let me erase all this. Once you have decided that you are resident, okay, we have already decided this, that you are resident. Now you have to decide whether you are resident and not ordinarily resident or resident and ordinarily resident. Now only you have to follow little bit forward and say and think whether you are not ordinarily resident or you are resident and ordinarily resident. Okay. So section 6.6 condition. Section 6(6) condition. Now here also it is something similar only, the number of days stay and all that kind of situation. If you satisfy any one of these particular conditions of section 6(6), okay, then you will be not ordinarily resident. Otherwise you will become resident and ordinarily resident. Is that absolutely clear? And don't forget, this is entire discussion for individuals only, because residential status of individual only that we are learning right now. Okay, so now let me explain to you first of all the conditions of section 6(6). And now the conditions are going to be very simple for you friends, because the format is like same only, the numbers will change, but otherwise the understanding will be the same only. Okay, see, a person is said to be not ordinarily resident in India in any previous year if the individual, this is a condition for individual. Okay, I'll tell you the conditions. This 6(b), this is for HUF. So right now this provision we will not touch. Right now we will not touch, but that we will discuss when we are doing HUF provisions. Okay. Then 6(c). Okay, for citizens or persons of Indian origin. Okay, so this will be one of the condition, or this particular condition which is D. Citizens of India. Okay, this is one of the condition. This is what we have to test. Okay, now this 6(6)(a), C and D, I have already converted in our format here. See, 6(6)(a), C and D. Okay, look at this, A, C and D. Okay, one second, let me check, go back. A, C and D. Okay, now see the condition A, but this is a condition for becoming not ordinarily resident. Okay, an individual, okay, who is a non-resident in India in 9 out of 10 previous years preceding that particular year. 9 out of 10 years. So 9 out of 10 years preceding that particular year. So 10 years before, you should be non-resident. You should be non-resident. Or during the 7 years preceding that particular year. So before 7 years preceding that particular year, he is in India for a period amounting in all to 729 days or less. Okay, so in past 7 years, your total number of days stay in India, okay, should be 729 days or less. Or less. Now it is less, not more. Okay, 729 days or less. Or, don't forget this or. Okay, this 6(1)(c) condition, citizen preceding and all that, this is linked with that 120 number of days test, but that 120 number of days test is as such not applicable. So citizens of India or persons of Indian origin. But in the given question, he is not the citizen of India or person of Indian origin. So in the given question, this condition will not apply. D also will not apply in the given question because it is applicable only to the citizens of India. Okay, so come to this particular table now very precisely. See, I have already converted in a very simple language. Okay, stay in India in 7 years preceding the previous year should be less than or equal to 729 days. This is provided by the law. Okay, or at least 9 out of 10 preceding the previous year, you should be non-resident. So these two tests we will have to check in order to become not ordinarily resident. Is that okay? Now, citizens of person of Indian origin, this condition will not apply in the given question because he is a foreign citizen. 6(6)(d) also will not apply. Okay, reason being that it is only for the citizens. Okay, so now, first of all, you will require your 7 years stay preceding the previous year. and that particular data is already given to us in the question. Okay, see the question. This is your previous year, and you want 7 years back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is your 7 years back. You have to take the total. Okay, the working note that we have to develop is this particular working note. Okay, $280. I will just repeat: 85, 182, 100. Okay. Before that, fifth year is 286 days, then 96 days, and 160 days. Take the total. These are the number of days stay inside India. Okay. So check the total. I think the total comes to 1,189 number of days. Just check the total. Okay. Come back. Come back to this particular format now. First of all, I will have to update the total 1129 number of days. Just check the total. Okay. Now, is this condition satisfied for previous year less than or equal to 729 days? No, this condition is not satisfied because it should be less than here. It should be less than here. Is that okay? That is one of the situation. Okay. Now, the next one. So this is not satisfied. 9 out of 10 years preceding the previous year, you have to find out the residential status. You should be a non-resident. So you have to find out how many number of years preceding the previous year that you are non-resident. Okay. Now for that also, see, I already have this particular format. See, in this particular format, we can do it in a very quick possible way. Alright, 1 second. 280, 85, 182 like this. Okay. Now see, in the before year, you want to find out whether you are resident or non-resident. That means you want to test only section 6.1. You don't want to go to the not ordinarily resident situation. Okay. Now, if your stay in the previous year, for example, this particular before year 1, if you want to find out whether you are resident or non-resident, first we will apply 182 number of days stay. More than 182 number of days stay, it is 280 number of days for that particular year. So you will become resident by virtue of section 6.1a itself. You will become resident immediately. You can take very quick decisions. The shortcut way of coming to the conclusions here, that if your number of days stay is greater than or equal to 182 of that particular respective year, you can straight away say that 6.1a condition, you are a resident person. Finish. That's all you want to check. Okay. So third year will also be this year will also be resident. This year will also be resident. This will also be 6.1a only. Okay. Thereafter, before 160, it is how much? 30, 340, and 130. Okay, so this 340 straight away you will become resident by 6.1a provisions. This will become 6.1a provisions. Okay. Okay. Now, basically you want to find out whether you are resident, non-resident. Okay. I'll tell you second tip. Okay. If your number of days stay is less than 60 in that particular year, you are most likely to be a non-resident. You are most likely to be non-resident. Unless and until any further specific data has been given to us in the question. Unless and until any specific data, because you see in our condition here, see this particular condition, because it is first question, I will do it into much more greater depth. Later on, I may not do it into a greater depth, okay? See, greater than or equal to 60 days, that means subject to an extra condition of 4 years preceding the previous year, you can become resident. But supposing if your number of days stays, say for example, here is 59 or less, that means straight away this condition is not satisfied, no? Logically. So immediately when you want to find out the residential status, say this 28, no? This 28, you can, is this 28? 1 second, let me check. No, it is 286, sorry. It is not 28, sorry, it is 286, okay? So, these 30 days. These 30 days, you can straight away say that you are non-resident. Is that okay? So, you can say none of the condition is satisfied, so this is already completed, okay? Now, for the before year 2. For the before year 2, you will need to take a total of preceding 4 years also. Okay. So, previous year is more than 60 or greater than or equal to 60 and these 4 years total. So, in that case, you will become a resident by virtue of 61C. You will become a resident. Because 182 plus 100 plus 286, naturally it is going to be crossing the limit of 365 number of days. It is naturally going to cross. So, you are resident. Now, similarly for this particular year before year 4. Okay. I will do it in a little bit long cut manner for your better understanding. See this before year 4, your previous year number of days stay will be 100 and 4 preceding year you have to take the total. 286 plus 96 plus 160 plus 30. Orally only you can understand whether it is crossing the limit of 365. Yes, then you will become resident. You will become resident by virtue of 61C. Have you understood that? Similarly, you have to do it for every year. Okay. So, you will become resident here. You will also become resident here because preceding 4 year total cross 365. You will become resident here. And you will also become a resident here. And these earlier years data is given to you basically to take the total with respect to before year 10. Okay. So ultimately you are non-resident for how many years? You are non-resident only for 1 year. 9 years you should be non-resident for that particular conditions. Only 1 year you are non-resident. Okay. So update that particular condition very properly that you are non-resident for how many years? You are only for 1 year. You are non-resident. See. And therefore, this condition is also not satisfied. Therefore, even this condition, because at least 9 years you should be non-resident. And therefore, now it's a final answer. The assessee is resident and ordinarily resident. Therefore, the assessee is resident and ordinarily resident since section 6 conditions are not satisfied. Since section 6 conditions are not satisfied, my assessee is resident and ordinarily resident. Okay. Now here the most simplest thing is this 729 days total. Simplest way to check that particular, that your number of day stay in preceding 7 years, that means 7 years before the previous year, is less than or equal to 720. You can just simply take the total and take the decision. In the given case, none of the condition is satisfied, and keep this in mind that this is or, in between it is or, and it is not satisfied, and therefore you are resident and ordinarily resident. Now come to the question. Come to this particular question. Your status, you want to calculate the tax liability. Now tax liability, since you are resident and ordinarily resident, now you will be chargeable to tax even for Indian incomes, even for the foreign incomes. So this house property is outside India, but it will become taxable in India because you are resident and ordinarily resident. Now business in India, net income computed is 3,60,000, so it will become taxable in India because anyway it is business inside India, and income therefrom is this. Give the deduction, whatever the net figure comes. Okay, on that you have to calculate the tax liability, and now this tax liability I have explained it to you even previously so many times, so I will not repeat that. You can straight away do the working. Okay, now compute his tax liability. Compute his tax liability if his stay in India during the previous year was 36 days instead of 86 days. Okay, so supposing in the given question, let me erase this now. Erase everything now. Supposing his tax liability is, supposing his number of days stay is 36 days instead of 86 days. So instead of these 86 days, it is how much? 36 days. Okay, these are all number of days stay inside India. He was present in India as follows. Okay, all other things remaining constant. Come to our format straight away. Let me erase all these things quickly. Okay. Yeah, okay. So in the previous year, I'm staying for 36 days now. 36 days. And 4 years preceding the previous year, total is not going to change because there is no change in that particular number. So that is going to be how much? 647 number of days total. Okay. That is a change in the facts. Now 182 days condition is not satisfied, so this is not satisfied. These two together and okay, 60 days test not satisfied. So if that itself is not satisfied, the entire 61C is also not satisfied. Okay. Now this gentleman is already, what should I say, a foreign citizen, and he is not a person of Indian origin. That is the reason all these conditions are not applicable to him. Even 61A will not be applicable to him because that is only for the citizens. So this is short provisions for him, and immediately he is not satisfying. 61A also not satisfying, and 61C is also not satisfying, and thus the assessee is a non-resident, and thus the assessee is a non-resident since none of the conditions are satisfied. Straight away answer. Is that clear? Now, moment you say that he is a non-resident, his tax liability figures can change. Okay, so now here he has become a non-resident. Okay, now the moment he has become non-resident, his foreign incomes will not become taxable in India. Mamma mia. So his income, which is property located outside India, so this will not become taxable now. business income in India net computed. So inside India income will be taxable because Indian incomes will be taxable for non-residents, and give him the deduction and get the net tax liability. Now tax liability calculation I've already explained it to you so many times, so you can straight away update your answer fully in this particular situation. Now friends, come to this particular question, and this question is very much similar to the previous question. So I will do it in a very fast possible manner, and that way once you have understood the previous question, these things will become very simple. Mr. X, age 64 years, is a foreign citizen, not being a person of Indian origin. During the financial year 10-11, he comes to India for 85 days. Determine his residential status for the assessment year 11-12 on the assumption during the financial year 96-97 to 2010-11, he was present in India as follows. All the years data has been given to us. His salary net computed in India is 60,000. He runs business inside India, and income net computed therefrom is 2,60,000. He is eligible for deduction under chapter 6A, 10,000. You are required to compute his tax liability. Compute his tax liability if the stay in India during the previous year was 26 days instead of 85 days, and compute his tax liability in situation 2 if the salary income was 10 crores instead of 60,000. Okay, so now we can do it very quickly. One of the confusion, friends, which always the students will have is that previous year assessment year kind of situation, because the way it is worded. The biggest thing that you got to remember, that you are doing all these residential status computation for the previous year. Okay, once you follow that particular system properly, that okay, this is for the previous year, then of course assessment will be given to you in the question, because relevant assessment year will of course be there, but focus only on the previous year, otherwise you will confuse. Okay, so the financial year is basically the previous year, so you will say that previous year is 10-11. okay, he comes to India, so during 10-11 he is in India for 85 days. Okay, determine residential status for the assessment. Now see, this is confusing to the students, that you are telling determine the residential status for the assessment year. So that's okay, yeah. So but focus that whatever answer you will calculate for the previous year 10-11 will become same for the assessment year 11-12. So this is basically the corresponding assessment year. That's okay. On the assumption that during the financial years 96-97 to 2010-11, he was present in India as follows. Okay, so these are the financial years during which he was present as follows. Okay, so 10-11 is the previous year. So listen, 10-11 is the previous year, and in the 10-11 he was present for 85 days. Okay, so this is going to be your before year 1, before year 2, that way we will understand. Okay, this is going to be a before year 3. Like this, you have to do the calculation. Okay. So, and I have already told you that because all these years are illustrative and printed in the question, we will always give the answer of the residential status as per our latest previous year provisions only, and not otherwise. Okay. Secondly, he is a foreign citizen given to us in the question, and not being a person of Indian origin. So, the main purpose behind telling you all that is that in our basic provisions, those explanation of section 6.1 will not be applicable, because he is a foreign citizen. He is a foreign citizen and not being a person of Indian origin, and that is the reason explanation of substituting with instead of 60 days some higher number of days, that particular provisions will not be applicable. Okay, so if you see here, this section 6.1 provisions, let me erase this. In fact, I have already cancelled it out. Okay, this explanation of substituting 60 days with higher number of days for citizen, these provisions will not apply. In the given question, it will not apply. Why? Because he is a foreign citizen. That means he is not a citizen of India. He is not a person of Indian origin. Because this special adjustment in terms of number of days calculation is applicable only for Indian citizen or person of Indian origin in the respective situation. Okay. And in terms of our format, now straight away you start taking the total, because I will quickly keep on updating this. Okay. So straight away take previous year figure, you already know. Okay, this 4 years total you take straight away, and this 7 years total also you keep it handy. So this total of 4 years I think this is 506 number of days. Just check. And 7 years total is 1063 number of days. Just keep on checking the total. Okay. So 7 years total is 1063 and previous 4 years total is 506. Okay. Once this is ready, straight away jump to our format of computation. I repeat friends, don't take a printout of this format all the time. You make a habit of writing this particular format each and every time in your answer book. Okay, because I want to save time, my classwork time, just by writing the same to same thing again and again. I have a ready-made format for my own self. Okay, so for the previous year, I will straight away write your number of days stay is 85. Okay, 85 number of days. Last 4 years total, I will say that it is 506 number of days. For these are not applicable, so for this I will have to write a note always. Okay, and this particular note will state that in the given question he is a foreign citizen and he is not even a person of Indian origin. Therefore, explanation 1, explanation 2, etc. to section 6 1 is not applicable in the given circumstances, and therefore the relevant number of days test under 6(1)(c) is 60 number of days test. Okay, that is a small little note that I will always have to write. This 6(1)(a) provision also I have so far not explained, but it will not be applicable because that is also for citizens of India. Okay, so for that also you have to write a note that why you are not making it applicable. So very shortcut note, but you have to deliver that. Okay. Now see, 6(1)(a) condition are not satisfied. Okay, so this is not satisfied. Okay. Now these two together, 60 days test is satisfied, so this is satisfied, and this 365 days test is also satisfied. In fact, this particular question is very much similar to the previous question, and that's the reason I told you I will do it in a fast possible manner. Thus, the assessee is resident since 6(1)(c) conditions are satisfied. Quickly, the first particular part of the answer. Okay. Now, straight away come to the 7-year total. 7-year total that we have already taken is 1063. Okay. So, in order to become not ordinarily resident, because this condition is for not ordinarily resident, previous number of days stay less than equal to 129, so it is not lesser, it is more. Okay, so therefore this condition is not satisfied. Or okay, I'll repeat and again go back to that particular barrack provisions for your ready reference. Let me erase all this. Okay, 6 person will be not ordinarily resident if such person satisfies this condition. A, C condition will not apply in the given question. It will not apply because it is a citizen's conditions, but our question is not a citizen. Even 6D condition will not apply because it is also for citizen. So this will not apply. So only thing that we are left with, only individuals. Okay, 9 out of 10 previous years. 9 out of 10 previous year preceding that particular, that means 10 years before. At least 9 years you should be non-resident. Or, don't forget this or. Look at this or. Okay, or in 7 years preceding that particular year, your number of days stay in all, that means total number of days says 729 days or less. Okay, so in our question we are not satisfying this 729 days. Now 9 out of 10 previous year you have to see the residential status. Okay, so for that you straight away come to this particular format. Okay, see, before year 1 is how much? 126 days. 126, then it is 10, then it is 65, 305, 181, then 360, then 16, then 360, then 180, and then 65, and even before year is there, but that is only a data relevant for taking that preceding 4 years total. Okay. Now, once again, I will straight away give you that particular tip that if your number of days stay is greater than or equal to 182, then straight away say that you are resident unless some extra data has been given to us. So based on the question information, 182 days straight away, see this 305 days, so you are resident, and you can straight away say that 61A provision will apply. This 360 you are resident, this 360 you are resident, straight away. Like this you can straight away find out. Okay, I will tell you one even shortcut way of deriving the calculations. Okay, that also I will tell you, but I will just do it in a little bit long cut manner for our better understanding. Okay, now for all years, if it is less than 60, that means if it is 59 or less. If it is less than 60, that means 59 or less number of days, straight away you can say non-resident. So for these 10, you are already non-resident. Straight away you can jump. This 16 number of days stay in that particular year, you are straight away non-resident. You want to go to 9 years being non-resident. That practically seems to be impossible now at this particular stage. Even if you assume that all other years you are non-resident, you are not going to become 9 out of 10 years. You want 9 out of 10 preceding previous years non-resident status. Because moment you decided, listen very carefully, out of 10 years, supposing 3 years you have already decided resident, okay? If all other years also you are supposing non-resident, only 7 years maximum you can be non-resident. That means you are not going to satisfy the condition. At the given stage itself, I can logically make a conclusion that this condition will not be satisfied. This condition will not be satisfied. And I can straight away jump to the conclusion that assessee in the given case is resident and ordinarily resident, because 61C is not applicable. This is also not applicable. For this, I will have to write a note always. For this, I will have to write a note. So whatever I am not applying, I will have to write a note. Okay. Assess is a resident and ordinarily resident since the conditions of 6.6 are not satisfied. And this is how I am going to answer this particular question. But I don't want my students to leave this particular box blank, because I want my students to derive, at least in the classroom to derive, that how many years you are non-resident. So I want to write here exact number of years. Have you understood that? At least 9 it should be. The number should be 9 or more. That means it should be either 9 or 10 if I want to satisfy the condition. But I've already understood that I cannot reach 9 years being non-resident in the given facts, in the given question. But I will still quickly go and decide. Okay. So listen very carefully. I'll just change the ink color. Okay. So for the other years, it is 126, and last 4 years total, I can see 10 plus 65 plus 305 plus 181. So 305 plus 65, I am already crossing that limit. So I am already resident. Last 4 year total I have to take. For the respective year. For the respective year, preceding 4 years total I have to take. Okay. Now for these 65 days, I have to again take, see, preceding 4 year total. These 4 years total I have to take. But I am crossing the limit of 365. So I am already resident. If you want, I will have to write here condition 61C, I am resident. 61C, I am resident. I want to find out non-resident status. Okay. Now this 181 also, previously I can see 360. So I am already crossing the limit. So these 4 years total I have to take. Okay. So I already decided all 10 years. Out of 10 years, actually I am non-resident only for 2 years. My actual non-resident status is only for 2 years. These 2 years. This year and this year. Okay. And therefore, now I will complete my table because I don't want to leave my answer hanging like that. And that's the reason I do that extra working. In examination condition, you can mentally decide your answer very quickly, but in order to get the full marks, you have to show this particular. So actually, I am non-resident only for 2 years in the given question, and I am not satisfying the condition, and therefore I am resident and ordinarily resident. Answer is over in terms of the residential status. Okay. So update your answer fully, quickly. Okay. Now let me see further part of the question. Okay. Compute the tax liability. So he is resident and ordinarily resident. That is the first part. Okay. Now, moment you will say that you are resident and ordinarily resident, your salary income net computed in India is how much figure? Let me 1 second. Okay, this will become taxable in India. Okay, he runs a business inside India and net income computed therefrom is 2,60,000. Okay, so that will also become taxable in India. It is a business inside India. Okay, and he is eligible for this particular deduction. Okay, so I'll have to compute that particular figure. It will be taxable in India. Okay, now compute his tax liability if his stay in India for previous was only 26 days instead of 85 days. That means this is straight away less than 60. Moment you see that less than 60, 99% it is your chance in the given circumstances saying that he is a non-resident. Rather, in the given facts, though, straight away a non-resident. Why I am telling you? Because he is a foreign citizen and not being a person of Indian origin. Okay. So, moment you will substitute with that 26 days, see this particular format here. Again, let me erase. Okay. Okay, if you say 26 days, and this is how much? 506 days. Just check the total. Okay, so 26 days means 182 days condition is not satisfied. These together 60 days condition not satisfied. That means it is not satisfied. These all are not applicable. This is not applicable. Provisions, because in the given question he is a foreign citizen and not a person of Indian origin, and 6(1)(a) provisions are also not applicable because that is applicable only to the citizen. So all the applicable provision based on that where for foreign citizen or person not of Indian origin, in the given situation straight away he is a non-resident. Okay, and moment you will say in this situation he is a non-resident, in that case the foreign incomes will not be taxable in India. So salary will be taxable. Okay, and business income inside India will be taxable. Deduction you will give. But had it been any foreign incomes, he will not be taxable. Okay, so that is your second conclusion. In the third situation, compute his tax liability in situation number 2 if the salary income is 10 crores instead of 60,000. So second situation, you are a non-resident. Okay, and your salary is some very high figure. So calculate the tax liability. It's just the calculation work. So no big deal now. Even in the third situation, you can straight away update your answer.